Hey guys, in today's video I'm going to be doing a study with me. Go follow my Instagram and my TikTok. And yeah. First of all, I'm just going to organise my desk because it's very messy, so then I'll be back. Okay, so I've quickly moved everything and I've logged onto my computer and I'm going to do some Seneca learning for science because I need to do a lot more science. Because it's actually beginning to be one of my weaker subjects even though I'm doing higher. But I got ungraded and a 4 and a 5 in my mock exams, so it's not going too good, so I need to revise that. So I'm sure a lot of people know what this website is by now, because it's kind of used a lot by a lot of YouTubers as well that do this, and I found that I've tried it and I actually like it. I've also got a school one for my English and it's actually quite good. So I'm going to be doing it a lot more often. It's just taking a while to load right now, but yeah. Okay, so this is my little section, and for all of these, I don't actually do Spanish, but I've tried to teach myself it, but it didn't really go well. But anyway, this is like all my subjects. Actually, this is the wrong geography, so I have 2, because they don't have my one on here. But yeah, so I'm going to do chemistry because that's like my hardest, my weakest one. So I'm going to do that, and basically it just gives you a bunch of tasks that you can do, and yeah, that's it. And it's just all of these, and it tells you every subject, and it gives you questions, and it tells you how to remember it, and I think it's quite good. I think I should use it more than I do, but I haven't really used it in a while. Okay, so I've just gone through and I've done some of these, this one and this one, and then I've done a bit of this. Didn't really understand what I was doing, which is bad, because it's just, I really don't understand, I just don't get this subject, it just doesn't make sense. Everything I was doing was the opposite of the answer, so like I was writing and there's the X, and I just don't get what, I just don't get it, but I don't know, I just really need to know it, and I can't, but hopefully the more I practice it, the more I'll get it, but right now I just don't understand. But I got a good like score anyway for these, mostly because I was rereading it and just typing in what it already said, so I didn't actually know what I was doing. Okay, so for my English mock exam, which is coming up like in a couple months, I've got Inspector Calls and poetry, so I'm doing like loads of mind maps on a bunch of the topics that are in these CGP books, so it's actually really good. I recommend the topics that you do in English, maybe not the language ones because I don't know, I just don't think that would be that helpful. But I started a mind map the other day and it's just the character of Eric, so I'm just going through all of this and just making it into a mind map form. I don't really like the way it looks, but I'm doing it anyway. And then I'm going to do, I've got a few others, but not many for Inspector Calls. But yeah, I'm just going to carry on making a couple of mind maps, and then yeah. Okay, so this is what I've done. I don't know if I like it. I don't think the title's very good, and it's not in the centre either. But I've just written all the information from these pages. Thing is, what I don't like about these books is that they have weird titles for it all. Why can't they just make it simple? So I kind of made it into my own words because I don't want to write all of that down because I don't know, it just doesn't seem like a good simple title. But anyway, I've done all this. I highlighted the quotes and I did a bit in some keywords in some blue, like I wrote the act in a blue fine liner, which is this one. It's part of the pastel pack of the Stedler fine liners. I don't know how you pronounce it because it's all German, so I'm not German. Okay, so next I'm going to be focusing on Gerald, just the character of him. I've done this title, it's again not in the middle, but it's nicer than the last one. So this is the page I'm going to be focusing on. It's just same thing, just the Gerald version. So this is going to be fun. I'm basically doing Eric and Gerald because they're the characters I know like the least about, because they not really explain that well, but Okay, so I finished my mind map for Gerald, and this is it. So I've done plot and then some quotes, his like life basically, him, the language he uses, social class and young and old. These are some like key themes that it said about, and then whether he's a bad or a good character. I actually like this more than the Eric one, because the Eric one was like really spaced out, and I use more of like the blue pen, which I think looks nicer, and the title's nicer. But yeah, that's what I've done for my 2 mind maps, so happy about that. Now I'm gonna do, I've seen this thing that this YouTuber did, and they did like poetry thing where they would get like a sheet for each poem and write on it like key quotes from the poem, what poem they would compare it to, and using key quotes for that, and just like analysis of the poem. So I think I'm going to do that because I think that's a really good idea, and you can just memorize that and it just worked for every poem. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so this is what I made. I just made it on Word because I couldn't find anything to print off, so I just made it. So title, it says title, author, themes, and then I'm just going to write it in so I can just print off all of them. Overview, like an overview of what the whole poem is about, and then context, because yeah, key quote, comparison quote, and in these like little quote boxes I'm gonna add in the techniques, like if it's like 3 paragraphs, no, 3 stanzas, then I'll write it in there, because I think that counts as like a quote, so I don't have to have an extra box for like no reason. But yeah, I'm going to print off 15 of those because I think there's 15 poems, I don't know. And then I'm going to fill parts of them in, and I'm just going to gradually do that. So this is how they've come out. This is like, there's actually quite a lot. It's like pretty heavy, and so it's basically the same thing on computer. So I'm just going to write it all in. There's a little doghouse on my bed. I'm going to write it all in, and then yeah. Okay, so if you look at my Instagram, I have this section called GCSE Help, and this is the video that I got it from. And if you want to know more stuff, then you can just go follow me. This is my anthology. It's pretty dead, but because it got rained on a lot. But I'm going to just do it in the order that they're in for now, so then I know which ones I've done and what I haven't done. But I'm just going to kind of compact it all, and yeah, so in here I've kind of organised it so with the highlighters and everything. But up here I've got like this little section that I put in a lot of them, like it says the rhyme scheme and the stanzas and the things. I don't know, I think I might write that on the sheet in like the top corner here or something, just to have right there. But also, like I said, like include it in the quote box, because yeah, I think it will help. But if not, if it doesn't work out, then I'll have to remake them and reprint them. Okay, so this is what I've done so far. So I've done the title, the author, the themes, the overview, which I got out of the Power and Conflict CGP guide, and it has this thing at the beginning. It has this really helpful checklist, and it tells you all the themes of all the poems, so this is like a really useful thing. And I also got the overview from in here, which is up here. I then wrote down the context, which I had in my anthology, and this is literally all I had, but I'll probably find more, just if there's any more important stuff then I'll write it in there. And then I decided to leave the key quotes and the quotes because I didn't think I should find it now, because if I did that then I'd probably get a bad quote, and I'm just gonna search it up and do some more research about that. And then at the bottom I decided to write the message, because I was trying to think, should I write it in here? But I already wrote it. I already wrote these like little theme things in here, so I probably should have made a different section for a message. So if you're gonna make this, do like a message section as well. It only has to be about this size, but And I at the top in here I always write the message, what it says, so it says just right at the bottom. And I think I'm going to do the rhyming scheme in here as well, just at the top or something. Okay, so I searched up key quotes and it came up with this video. It's just 5 key quotes in Ozymandias for top grade. So I'm just going to pick out my top 3 favourite quotes from here and then write it down. So I'm just going to watch this video now. I don't know if it's good or not, but he seems to have done a lot of other ones as well. Okay, so I just finished this video. It helped a bit. It mostly talks about context, so if you want that, then yeah. But the quotes I picked were "The hand that mocked them," "Look on me, work you mighty in despair," and "Of that colossal wreck," because I think they have the most to say and it kind of relates to the whole message of nature winning and stuff, and him just not actually being. And they're all quite separate points, like "The hand that mocked them," and I was going to go for "A wrinkled lip and sneer of cruel command," but that was kind of similar to "The hand that mocked them," so I decided to do separate ones. But these are my 3 main ones, so if you want to also do these, then I mean, this is just what I'm doing, so you can take tips, I guess. I don't know if it's gonna, these are the best ones, but these are the ones I've chosen because I think I can write the most about them. And then I found my comparison quotes. I need to find which poem it relates to best, depending on the question is, like power of identity, power of nature, etc. But that's what I've done so far, so I might save these and do that another time. But this is like the main thing that I want to do now. So yeah, I'm going to analyse it and give it context and anything else that it has. Okay, so I just searched up about how to compare poems because we haven't really done much on this. We're doing more now, but we haven't done much in the past, so I'm not like that good at it. And we haven't really seen much of like example questions at school, so I'm just going to search it up and find out. So I've got Mr. Broth because he's like the one that came up that did the thing that I wanted to know. So I'm just going to watch this video, and I think that I figured out that to do the comparison quotes I got to do it for like each theme kind of thing. So if it's like compare Ozymandias with one other poem showing the power of nature, I got to do one for that, and like showing the power of, I don't know, power of humans here, and then like pride, like it says pride in the themes. So I might just do one for each of the themes that has like the main themes. That one only has 3, so I could fit 3 in. Or I could do like, if it's a comparison, I could do differences. So I might do 2 ones that compare and then 1 difference, because that might work better, but I'm not really sure. So I'm just going to watch this video, see what happens, and then do it based off that, or I'll just leave it if it doesn't really help and do it like another time. Okay, so I just watched the video and it said he recommended comparing it with themes, like I said, rather than structure or form or anything, and he suggested Ozymandias and My Last Duchess, which I agree with, and because it kind of shows the identity and power of man and preserving his like identity and everything. And I just saw this comment and it says you could compare Ozymandias to Storm in the Island because they show power and nature and the power of nature and how power of man is undermined by power of nature. And I thought that was a good idea because it also says the structure is similar because it's one stanza and then the rhyming scheme, and I think that's a good idea. So I'm going to do one for My Last Duchess and one for Storm on the Island, and then I'll do this one, like another My Last Duchess or something, I don't know, because I still need like a couple quotes for each, but I don't know. I'm just going to figure out how it goes along, and it doesn't matter because it doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be helpful. Okay, so I've just decided to look in my revision guide, and at the bottom it says the themes, and then it says you can compare it with the prelude because power of nature, exposure, and Storm on the Island. And it also says My Last Duchess for pride, which is one of the main themes in Ozymandias. I could find the stuff for these. I don't think I'm going to do exposure because I don't know that poem that well anyway. And probably not the prelude because I think the other ones have more to say. Especially Storm on the Island, it's like the easiest one. But maybe in this book they have like a comparison page, so I'm just going to look for quotes. Okay, so it's next day now, so it's Sunday. And I just kind of paused when it got to tea because it was Saturday and I wanted to watch like The Voice and everything. So I did that. But after that, I finished this at like 10 at night because I wanted to. And I started editing the video. And for some reason, I ended up going to sleep at like 1 o'clock. I don't know why. But anyway, I finished this whole sheet. And highlighted the quotes in grey highlighter, which is this one by Zebra. It's just a mouth liner. And yeah, so this is everything I got. These are my 3 main quotes, so they haven't mocked them. Cummy works, you mighty and spare, and of that colossal reckon I just analysed them. So I already said that, but that's them. And then these are my 3 comparison poems, so I decided to do 3 different poems to try and get the different themes. So I can't really figure out which things I want to do right now. So I'm just going to write a to-do list for like what I want to do today, but I'm actually going out today again. So I want to do like parts in the morning and then afterwards. So I'm just going to write like the things I need to do the most. Okay, so I finished the list. It's just kind of a rough idea of things I want to kind of do eventually. So I actually have homework to do this. So just, yeah. Then I want to do science revision and try past papers because that helps the most because I don't understand the form of the questions. I kind of get the stuff at times, but the questions, I just don't know it. And then I need to write up maths things that I do, like revision cards for every lesson, and then I need to do the English things. And I put tidy room because maybe if I have time I might tidy it because it's pretty messy, so yeah. So this is what I mean by the maths card things. So I have like these for every subject and I just write up what we do in the lesson. I think a lot of people try and do this. I was on top of it, but now I'm not. But I need to take pictures of my book or take my book home or something so I can write these up better. I have one for each subject, so I got geography and science and English, and I have some others but I don't know where they all are. Okay, so I'm on the actual exam website now, and I found the 2017 or 18 paper, and this 2018 one, and so I'm just gonna do it. I think I might have done this one before, but I think I did really bad if it was this one. But so I'm just gonna do the questions, write it down in like a notebook so I don't have to print it off every time. Okay, so far I've got to question 8, and this is how much I've done. I'm not sure if it's right. I just kind of guessed on a lot of them, but right now I'm gonna go have some breakfast and then I'll come back and finish the rest and then mark it. I'm done, and I'm just gonna go through and tick it with this pen. Okay, so I marked all. This is my score. It's not the best. 23%. I think that's 23%. I mean, it's better than my last score. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna see if I can find the grade boundaries and see what it would be. So I've searched up the boundaries, and it's kind of hard to tell because to get the grade you have to do all 3 in papers and add them all together. But I think I would have got a grade 3 on this test, I think around there, 3 to 4, which is pretty bad. Okay, so I've been gone for literally hours now, but I'm back. But before I left, I started editing the video. I now think I'm gonna carry on doing these, just do the next one, and then after that I'm gonna do Ari, and then see what else I feel like doing after that. Okay, so this is the next poem. It's London. This is my analysis. I don't know how you say that. I'm just going to condense all this into this, and then after that find my 3 quotes and the 3 poems to compare it to. Same as the other one, so it takes a while to find these parts, but it will be good in the end. So I finished it all. It's actually really condensed because there's a lot for these two, more than the last one. But now I'm just looking for the key quotes. I'm using this person again, who is and then I'm going to pick my top 3 from his top 5. My Wi-Fi is just gone, so I'm just going to do an update whilst I wait for it to come back. I did this top bit, which is the form and rhyme and things, so I just wrote these notes about it. And then I did the message at the bottom, and then I chose the 3 quotes that I'm going to do, and I chose the 3 poems that I'm going to do. Now I'm just looking at each video by the same person again to see which quotes will relate to my points first of the themes that it brings, which relates to the poem that I'm doing, which is London right now. I finished the entire sheet now. I've gone very extreme with notes on the comparison because I know comparisons is going to be something that I need to do a lot on, so I did a lot for it. I've now highlighted everything so it's more clear so I can explain it better. So for my 3 main quotes, I chose I wander through each Stratford street because I felt like it kind of sets it, and it just shows like the main like focus and brings in the context. I then did the mind forged manacles I hear. This just explains how people are like trapped, and also shows how the poet is saying people should be free if they think in another way. So that's this sheet. I'm pretty happy with the points I made. And next I'm gonna go have my tea, and then that'll probably be a while because I'll probably get distracted. I'm gonna do something for RE, like flashcards or something. I'm just on the AQA website for religious studies or RE, whatever, and I'm just looking at the specification section. I don't know what theme I'm meant to be revising for this assessment that I've got coming up at school, but we do A, B and D and F because it's the first 2 and last 2, easy to remember. But I think my assessment is on the things we've been learning about recently. I'm pretty sure it's theme B that I'm going to revise. I mean, I pretty much know RE, it's pretty self-explanatory. If anyone's wondering, this is the book that I use. I have this cue card holder thing for my RE notes. I have done these 2 pages. So I did the title, and then I did the first thing, and I did the quotes in this red pen. Then it all stands out, and then I highlighted this so I know which is which. Then did Big Bang Theory, creation story, the order that it goes in. And then did the next topic, which is this one, Jewish quote. That's the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed. Comment other video ideas you want to see related to studying, etc. I'm going to be doing a lot of study with me as well. And yeah, give this video a like and subscribe and follow.